Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Let's rock. Okay, today we have got gold up $10 to 3,219, and we have silver up 5 cents to 32.32. Very similar to yesterday. Silver in the futures market on the May contract is 32.33 versus 32.33, still 32, still parity between futures and spot market. So we may linger in this area for a little bit longer. The gold silver ratio has come down below 100 and stuck down there, as gold possibly looking a little overbought, lot of euphoria in the gold market, and silver trucking along. But they have been adding, investors have been adding to their gold ETFs and to their silver ETFs as well. Much more to gold than silver, but silver was negative for some time this year and is now in positive accumulation territory on the silver ETFs like the SLV. Okay, let's get on to the 10-year, and 4.39, pretty consistent with yesterday. Looks like the rush to sell U.S. bonds and the U.S. dollar has subsided here, and the tariff talks are subsiding a little bit as well. Okay, and copper futures down this morning, 4.58, down nearly a nickel. In the economic calendar, we had import prices, which were, I think, a little below estimates. And we had the Empire State Manufacturing Survey, which was negative, but not quite as negative as people expected. And that didn't seem to move the market at all. Tomorrow we have U.S. retail sales, capacity utilization, industrial production. All the Fed heads will be out speaking. And then on Thursday, initial jobless claims, which will give the Fed cover to potentially reduce rates. They are concerned about inflation, but they're also concerned about employment. If we get a really hot jobless claims number, that could definitely move the markets. In the pre-market this morning, we are still in the extreme fear category on the Fear Greed Index. Now we are at 20, not at 3 anymore. When you're at 3, you get a bounce, right? Okay, Dow futures nonetheless down 124, S&P down 13, NASDAQ futures down 26, and I think the market rolls over here, just my guess. The stock market, that is. All right, and the Bitcoin is pushing up to resistance here at 85,808, up 1,308 as people pile back into digital assets, possibly to get destroyed later. All right, and possibly not. Okay, what do I know? All right, let's move on here. And, oh, I forgot the question of the day. All right, instead of asking a new question, we had a lot of great responses to yesterday's question. Let's go back and see what you guys predict for the price of gold and silver. Be right back. All right, I asked the question, what do you think the price of silver will be at the end of the year? Some of you gave me your gold predictions as well, but this is kind of like asking your kid, how big their allowance should be, but I'm going to put that aside for the minute because there are a lot of smart people watching my videos. So let's go through some of these and see if we can get a feel for predictions for the price of silver. Okay, ULEX site says 36 on silver, 3,600 on gold. Silver 36.97 says Joe Just Joe. 3850 says ZZYZX. And Matt says 3750. Bradley says doesn't know. Let's see, let's find some numbers here. What else? Spiderhead says 35. Queen Jinx says 3,800 gold, 41 silver. Very bullish. Let's see. And Silver Bullet says 42 and 3,500. We're going to break out over 35 according to Bullet. All right. And let's see. Kelly O'Brien. Here we go. Bullish prediction. Most bullish so far. 52.37 on silver. 36.74 on gold. And let's see. Jack Chastain says 35.80. Matt Chuck says 36. Silver Tariff says 40, a bull. Dan Webb says 44. Senglan 6 says 37.13. Kevin Toombs says 37.99, and Lanco Bear says 34.65. TY Blue Eye says 35.73, 38.50, 38.40, 38. And I think that is, yeah, that's the end of that. So not a single person commented, 23, right, or 28 or so. So we got a lot of bulls on this channel, and a lot of people believing in silver. And well, if I had to guess on the price of silver at the end of the year, I'd be somewhere between 35 and 40. 36 and 40 possibly. I think we're going to bust through 35 this year, and then we're going to. I don't think it'll be a straight run up to 50. So I'd say between 35 and 40 on silver. And gold, well, you got to be between 3,500 and 4,000 if you're going to keep that ratio below 100, which I think we will. All right, let's get on to the deals. All right, and I think there's a good deal of fear in the gold market that we're getting overbought here, and you can see that in the ETFs, and you can see that with a lot of discussion about gold lately. So I think it's likely we'll get a little pullback, as one member of the community said other analysts are predicting. But sometimes when things are on a run and they are overbought, they just keep going. So that can happen as well. We're getting a little far from the moving average, so I would hope for a pullback in gold. Nonetheless, let's go on to 1 gram of gold, 119 at Summit Metals. Actually, all these are very similar to yesterday. A 1/10 gold maple, 358 at Summit Metals. A 1/4 ounce Krugerrand, 853 at Summit Metals. A 1 ounce gold eagle is 3,317 at Summit Metals, and gold is back up at Costco. Let's do a 1 ounce Krugerrand just to give you the where is my Krugerrand? 1 ounce Krugerrand ought to be the cheapest of your sovereign coins. 3,261 at bullion exchanges, and they're quoting a gold price of 3,238 when the actual price is 3,223. Just so you know, their spot prices are manufactured internally. Let's keep going here. And where was I? Okay, moving on. Oh, gotta do a 20 franc, don't we, for silver hair stacker? 615 at Provident Metal, and that is a 0.18 something ounce of gold. Moving on to gold in assay, and if you buy these from reputable dealers, you could probably be sure they're not fakes. 3,279. I like them much less on eBay from smaller feedback sellers, even bigger feedback private sellers. A lot of fakes out there, guys. Okay, in the Platinum Eagle category, you can get a Platinum Eagle random date for 1,165 over at Monument Metals, and about $1,000 cheaper for a non-Platinum Eagle. As I've been saying, this is the last year of the proof Platinum Eagles at the U.S. Mint. Just so you know, let's keep going here. A Silver Eagle can be had for $36.95 at Summit Metals in a quantity of 20. You can get them at Pinehurst for $35.91. Always cheaper at Pinehurst, and maybe cheaper than that on eBay. Off quality is too expensive at $35.30 at Hero Bullion, but there it is nonetheless. Green light is on. Still strong light. I like silver here, certainly between 30 and 32.50. I like gold less, so I'm agnostic on gold, but I think silver is the buy. As I said, ETFs are buying silver and gold, and some of that trade between LBMA shipping to the U.S. Is coming off now. People, knowing that bullion is exempted from the tariffs for all countries, some of that is unwinding, and I'm not sure what that does to inventories, and I'm not sure what the U.S. Government is doing in regard to stockpiling gold. So there we go. I just don't know. A silver maple can be had for 35.46. Getting lost here. A kangaroo can be had for 35.78 at Summit Metals. Matter of fact, all these coins are in the 35s this morning. Let's keep going here. And over at Costco, what you want to see is you got the silver bar at 359. Take your executive club membership 2% and take a good 2% rebate credit card, or better if you have a better one, and pick that up for about 4% less, and you'll be out the door under 35 an ounce. Those are beautiful bars, but I see nothing compelling about that offering. They also have the platinum, which is very compelling at 1,069, and get that out the door at pretty close to $1,000 if you're stacking platinum. Don't get too heavy into platinum, though, would be my advice. And then we've got the PAMP bar. I wouldn't buy the 50 gram. But we have the 1 ounce bar here for $32.79. You'd be well under spot on this gold PAMP bar. That's a great deal if you're playing the Costco game. And then the deal I like the best and have been talking about. Now, of course, gold's a lot more expensive now, but you can pick up this 25 gram PAMP pack. And, well, you'll be out the door at something like 105 a gram, very close to spot on beautiful fractional 1 gram gold. And this stuff sells like a champ in the secondary market. And I wouldn't hesitate to pick that up, thinking about that myself. Okay, maybe it'll get cheaper if gold comes off here a little bit. So lots up at Costco for you to consider if you have any money left. All right, let's keep going here, and let's do junk in the trunk. We're just going to go right to Summit Metals this morning. Hey, I lost my page. What's going on here? There it is. Okay, they've got a good variety of junk. I think they're cheapest overall, but they got the Mercs at $24.48. And the thing about Summit, and you small buyers probably want to consider Summit more heavily than you would the big buyers. So they have any quantity pricing, and that helps the small guy quite a bit as long as you get over their shipping minimum, which I think is $300. So they have got Mercs here at 24.48 times face, and some beautiful walkers. I don't know why these are so pretty, at 24.67, and then halves at 24.67, and then they also have extra fine Morgan dollars at 38.89. Well, anyway, I don't think there's anything there that... oh, this is a combination of Mercs and Rosies. Well, if you pick that up, let me know what the mix is on those. I thought they were all Mercs. Anyway, or you can just get quarters for 24.82 times face, and 24.82 is going to put you at about 34.70 an ounce. So that's about $2 over spot, but junk is getting pricier. As far as I can see, having a hard time finding it this morning, seeing a lot of 25 times face deals. If you are a big heavy hitter, then $23.93 for a big bag, $100 bag of junk at SD Bullion, and $23.93 in the cheat sheet would be, we'll call that 24, that's $33.60. That's about $1 over spot. No, about $1.40 over spot in the biggest quantity. Junk catching a bid here. Why? Because Eagles are catching a bid, and junk follows Eagles. Okay, the 20 round deal is out at bullion exchanges. We'll just leave it there. Pinehurst also has Sunshine Mint Buffaloes at $33.61 for a tube of 20. Good price there. And then they have over at Pinehurst, they also have this really, really nice deal. These are 10-ounce silver bars, cast, secondary market. Cast bars can often be very pretty, and hopefully you won't get the 9 fine mint. What is that, an Apmex product? But if you get a chunky Scottsdale bar for $1.50 over spot, that's pretty good. I like that deal there over at Pinehurst. Any quantity pricing on that. Golden State Mint, what are they charging today? You can get the Aztec rounds. No, that's not the Aztec round. Well, anyway, let's look for the cheapest. Cheapest is, what in the world? 35? 35? 347? Okay, nothing cheap over there at Golden State Mint. Boy, they must be selling out. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Scottsdale silver. What are the sales like over at Scottsdale? If you're buying today, silver over gold. And Scottsdale is for sale at Monument. Website is slow to load. Hold on one second. There it is. Chunky Scottsdale bar, $3.49. The buttons at about 35 an ounce. Okay, and the Cowboys, now take note of this price, 36, no, in a tube of 20, 35.68 for the Cowboys. Much cheaper on eBay, so let's get going there as soon as we can. In a kilo category, a kilo can be had for 1,082 at Monument Metals. And the kilo Perth Mint coin is still up 11.08 now, getting pricier. Grain is out of stock, but I believe Pinehurst had grain as well. Okay, and over on eBay, we'll try to find things cheaper using our 3% rebate credit cards. Links on my website to the ones I like. There's Pocket Pinger if you can't afford a precious metals verifier. And here we go for Silver Eagle. Show me something good. I want to see some culls, some really cheap culls today. Oh, somebody made me an offer on a bar I don't have. I got to pour that. Okay, a tube of 20 Silver Eagles at 37, and you'll be out the door at 36 on a tube of 20 Silver Eagles. Oh, we might have to go bigger. Let's see. I want to get Eagles at $3 over spot. That's just my kind of tipping point. Here we go, 36.50, 35.50. On a large lot of Silver Eagles from a very good seller, Bullion LLC. I think that's bullion.com. You got an extra $10 off coupon here. So you can trust them and you can trust their Eagles. And that is a lot of 100 at 30. Let's do the math on this. You may want to buy this today if you are buying. 3660 times 0.97. Check out through PayPal with that PayPal credit card or the American Express, Clear Blue Cash. And you'll be at, what in the heck did I just do? I don't know what I just did. 3660 times 0.97. Where's my head? I can't talk and think at the same time. 35.50 on Eagles. Beautiful backdate BDU Eagles. 35.50 and a spot is 32.24. 3.25 over spot after that 3% rebate credit card. So good enough. Where is it? There it is. Good enough, guys. Good enough if you haven't picked them up. Vermilion and Coinhuskers, I think, are charging $4 over for backdate Eagles. And we're looking for the U.S. Mint to go into allocation mode. That's what I think is going to happen. And then silver's going to bust up higher, and then people are going to be scrambling to get their Silver Eagles. Okay, let's just do the Maples this morning. The Maples are 886. Let's do the Britannias as well. Britannias are as cheap as 882. Kangaroos are as cheap as 889. What's the conspiracy? Krugerrands are as cheap as 896. Wow, these prices are going up, guys. Let's just check 890 or so, and you'd be out the door about 34.53, about 230 over spot for any of those non-U.S. sovereign coins. Philharmonics are going for a tube of 20 on these. They're old school. 35 and change, about 34 and change for Philharmonics. That's a good price on those. They are BU. They're from Pinehurst. 710. Let's stop and do the math. That might be okay. People forget about the Philharmonics sometimes. 710 divided by 20 times 0.97 if you got those good credit cards. If you don't, get one. 34.43 and spot is 32.20. 220 over spot for those Philharmonics if you like those right there. Not a bad buy, but kind of the last of the coins to appreciate. They have a bit of a spotting problem as well. Okay, let's do junk in the trunk on eBay. Give me something under 25 times face, please. What are you guys thinking? They're thinking that it was underpriced. Ooh, look at this. $232, $7 shipping puts you at $240. Well, there you go right there. $240, you're going to take 75 cents off. You're going to be at... You're not going to be at 24 times face. You're going to be at 23.25. That beats the pants off every junk deal right there. I'll do a little bit so you guys with epilepsy can freak out. Okay, and let's go. So that is good. Good seller. Pretty good feedback. and he's only got one, unfortunately. Ooh, let's see if we can find more cheap junk. 239 for Kennedy's, 246. Then they pop up. How many Kennedys you got? Hey, $5 space. How did you sneak in there? Doggone you. This is a good deal right here. This guy with the dime. Somebody pick that up right away, please. All right, and a large lot of junk. Well, you're not going to find a deal that good, but skipping the slicks and the holes, you're going to be... Who is this? Ooh. Who is this? Good seller, good feedback, free shipping. There's a whole bunch of dimes. And nope, just quarters. What, did he clean those? They're awfully clean. I don't care with quarters. I don't care if they clean them or tumble them. Some people put these in the tumbler, to get all the gook off them, and you never know how many coins were taken off the eyes of dead people in the coffin. I mean, really, junk silver is the disgustingly dirty thing, and I highly recommend you don't touch it with your hands until you have at least put on gloves or washed them in a Dawn soap. Anyway, some people tumble them, etc. If you don't give a damn about the numismatic value. 23.75. You're going to be at 23 out the door for quarters. Now there's a big lot for you heavy hitters. They're not dimes, but that is another good lot. Junk on eBay this morning. Yeah, man. Okay, I'm going to skip the Carson Cities and the Peace Dollars and go on to the cheapest kilo. Cheapest kilo can be had for $11.03, about $10.80 out the door. That's about a push with the dealer. Here's your vintage bar of the day. That when you see that baby right there, okay, burn that into your retinas. Just look at that image. Remember it. Put it in the back of your mind. And what do you think that sells for? That 1 ounce of silver? This is education. This is not telling you to buy this. $5,000, guys. $5,000 an ounce silver. Who says you don't like vintage silver? There are people that scour the LCSs every day for things like that. They get bought at spot and then sold at $1 over spot for unsuspecting LCS dealers. Anyway, there you go. That's a Foster Mint, and that is a Holy Grail coin right there. I mean, round right there. So yeah, how would you like to pick up an ounce of silver for $40 and then have it be worth $5,000? It's happened to some of you. I know it has. I bet that's happened to Silver Supplement, a good friend of mine who scours the LCSs for vintage bars and buys them all. He doesn't care if they're 100-ounce bars or whatever. Okay, and a cheapest kilo kook. Sorry to go down that rabbit hole. Looks like about $11.68 for this neat... I'll call it a privy coin. That is pretty damn neat. 35th anniversary. Here's another tip for you stack electors is anything anniversary usually does better than anything non-anniversary in my experience on collector coins, and that is 1168, and that'd be about 1138 out the door for a kilo kook, brand spanking new BU. All right, let's do a large lot of 1 ounce rounds. They are going to go for 3410, 3310 out the door. Let's do a small lot of rounds, 685, 3425, 3325 out the door for I don't know, nice looking mix there from bullion.com. The Cowboys, I told you they were cheaper on eBay, and they are about 34 and change out the door, and a lot of people paid 36, 37 for those. That's a good deal. If you like those, 100-ounce bars are as cheap as... Oh, is my Engelhard still here? Oh, I hope it's still here. Yeah, nobody made an offer on this. Oh, it's still there. I gotta tell you, man, I've been thinking about making an offer on that. Depends if I get my tax rebate here pretty soon or not. I don't know. They're pretty fast these days when you file electronically, and I might be able to buy some more silver. Oh, that would be nice. That'd be the one I would buy. Oh, God. So nice. And you clean it right up. I'm telling you, clean that. I want it. I just want it. Okay, skip the peace dollars and let's go to gold. Okay, cheap gold is as cheap as 112 and about $100, about $110 out the door for 1 gram of gold. And you saw that if you buy 25 of those on Costco, you'll have an investment at about 105 a gram. Immediate profit in the secondary market if you care about such things. Okay, 1/10 gold as cheap as Philharmonic, 354, about 344 out the door. 1/10 Gold Eagle is as cheap as, let's see, yikes, 368, about 358 out the door. Got to get bigger to make the savings bigger on eBay. The bigger the gold, the bigger the savings with that 3% back. They don't engineer these listings for us 3%ers. Yeah, you don't want to be part of the 1%. You want to be part of the 3% club, and that means you're getting your gold on the cheap. You got a Panda at 856, and it is Liberty Coin, and it is BU, and it is quarter ounce before they went to the metric system. And Americans hate Chinese coins for a lot of good reasons. They used to be really, really popular, and when all the rhetoric started about China, or maybe it's not rhetoric, maybe it's reality, the pandas became much less marketable, and when they went to grams, even much less marketable. And you might even say, China Mint did that on purpose. Why do they want all their gold over here? They want to sell it domestically. Anyway, 857 for a Panda. You're going to take 25 bucks off. You're going to be at about 830 on a quarter ounce sovereign gold coin. 830, I think, is going to beat the dealers. I'm not going to go back and check because nobody wants a Panda anyway. Let's get on to the 1-ounce Gold Eagle. The 1-ounce Gold Eagle, as cheap as a tickler from JM Bullion that's never there. I wish I could ban them from my sorts here. Let's see. Boy, do they waste your time and charge you too much. Here's another Gold Eagle. This is coming from a good seller, good feedback, free shipping. Last one, $33.95. Now you take your 3% off that. That is going to be $100 up off. You'll be at $32.95. And you check the dealers up here, $32.95 out the door with that rebate. And then you check a 1-ounce Gold Eagle right here. And $32.95 versus, oh, I did Walmart. Doggone it. I got to get rid of the Walmarts. They're bugging me. They are $32.95 versus $33.19. You're going to save 25 bucks a coin from the very same sellers that you buy from at the stores. So that's why the 3% credit card works so well. Let's do a Buffalo. Those are in very short supply, garnering a higher premium because the U.S. Mint decided to stop making them. Let's find a Buffalo. Let's see if we can make a lot of money on a Buffalo. Ooh, $34.20. Yikes. That is good seller, good feedback, free shipping. $33.20 on a Buffalo. Does that beat the dealers? God, it's so expensive. That's why I'm not buying gold today. $33.20, even a good deal is still pricey. $33.20 versus $33.42. You save 23 bucks on a gold Buffalo. Okay, I guess if you're buying gold, maybe you got to go for the cheap gold. It seems like we're going to have a pullback, but we never hit my 2,900 target. Maybe the market will roll over. I'll tell you, if the stock market rolls over here, fails at whatever, 5,500 or so, it could be a hard roll. But we tend to get past these stories, and I don't know, maybe it'll bust through and keep going higher. I just don't know. But if we get a second sell-off, it could be a doozy in the stock market. Okay, there's your gold. Let's check out the Tudor Dragon. I don't like the bull, but the Dragon is going for $8.82 in quarter ounce, a full $12 more than the bull. And the Lion apparently has become quite collectible, garnering a very nice premium. We're going to get up to the 1-ounce Tudor Beast, which ought to be $3,366, but 3% off that will put you very close to spot on the Unicorn and the Dragon, $3,382. I think that's a nice investment right there for you stack collectors, and it's just going to be bitching. And if you look for the Lion, look how expensive the Lion is. I'm kind of shocked by this. The Panther is more expensive. The Panther was a decent looking coin. Here is, the Proof, $11.92 for the Proof. I can't even find a Lion. Oh, is that the Lion? I can't even find a Lion on eBay. Anyway, this Tudor Beast gold is a very interesting collection right there. Let's do a 20 franc. Maybe you catch a deal on a 20 franc. And they are going to go for $6.35, 20 bucks off, about $6.15 on eBay for a 20 franc. $6.15 for you rooster guys. 615 versus the 20 franc. I lost it. 615 versus. I lost it. 615 versus right there. I don't know why I have it there. 650. Oh, that's a push. Okay, no savings on eBay, even with the 3%. So, all right, let's leave gold in the dust. I don't know. It's got to be big. All right, let's see. There's stuff in my eBay store. Ask me for a friend discount if you'd like something in there. There's the bars I pour, and there's the precious metals verifier. If he's not giving you a discount, send him a question on eBay, and in the question say, "Can you give me a discount?" Okay, and I think he'll give you a discount. Excuse me. All right, stuff you might need to bury your gold, and a vacuum sealer, and ways to refine your bar. The Amex card, I love that Amex card. I tend to use it more actually at the grocery store. I haven't been buying much gold, so I tend to use it more at the grocery store lately. And the PayPal card is good for most of you. 3% unlimited, that's the one I'd use on eBay and on Walmart. Does not work on Costco. You're going to need a different card, and the Amex won't work. And I've got some different cards for that. The Capital One is just great. Great savings with the Capital One card. You have to trust me on that. The picks of the day. What's going on with... I don't even know why I have that in there. It's so expensive. 2-ounce rounds often do better than 1-ounce rounds. And if they are pirate skulls, ships... anyway, if the design is cool... dragons, etc. If the design is cool and it's a 2-ounce round and it's not that much more than a buffalo, 2-ounce every time, guys. Okay, and my completer coin won't come back. They know I want to buy it and they're not giving it to me. If you're finding that somewhere, let me know. I'd like to post a link for everybody. I'm not going to go back through the picks of the day. And let's just start landing this plane. And as you know, nickels are still the bomb. Just because they're $4.50 right now instead of $5.50, don't hesitate to pick up boxes of nickels. They're going to get rid of the penny. Eventually, they're going to get rid of the nickel. They're going to make the nickel out of zinc or something like that. I still believe in $100 boxes of nickels. All right, the 3 coin shops on YouTube I recommend. And looks like a lot of people were buying the dip is what I am hearing. If you're hearing something else, maybe it's not true. All right, you can support my work with subscriptions to bolden.com. Cups of coffee. Hey, thank you for the dog treats for Buddy yesterday. I appreciate that. And thank you for joining my membership channel. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining the membership channel. Just click the link at the bottom of this website and you'll be in the inner circle, and let me know how I can help you. All right, and then moving on to, I think I will skip the chat room this morning, just go back to the spot prices. We got gold running to 32.21 and silver down 7 cents to 32.20, but in the futures market, 32.24 up in the futures market, down in the spot market. I'm just waiting for this to normalize. It's really hard to figure out what's going to happen with silver here, but I think we still have that gap to fill near 34, and I think we're going to make a run at it. Market is opened, and the market is positive. Let's see, S&P is up 14. Yeah, it's trying to sneak up on resistance there. Oil is up. Oh, damn it. Well, I hope it goes back down. I've got to fill my propane tank. Treasury yield holding below 4.4. That's positive. Maybe it's government intervention, but you can bet that if the government needs the long rate to come down, they will think of a way to make the long rate come down. Now, I don't think long bonds are a good long-term investment, but as I've said before, as Mohammed says, sometimes you just have to clasp hands with the government or the Federal Reserve and understand that they are tricky as hell, and what they need to have happen possibly will happen. I don't know how they'll do it, and I will just bet you, in a month, we won't be talking about tariffs. Just my thought on this whole thing. All right, let me know what you're thinking. A thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Share this video with somebody who's paying too much for their precious metals. If you have a contrarian view, feel free to post it. I think the bears out there were afraid to say anything. They were quite vocal when silver was under 30, and now they're not so vocal. But yeah, you have a contrarian view. All views are welcome on my channel. I may not agree with them, but you know, it's good to see you guys bullish on silver. And you saw what happened when it dipped under 30. I mean, India bought it all, I think. You can watch Bix Weir for that stuff. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But silver is going to be needed. And right now people are predicting recession. But what happens when the narrative changes? You watch silver. Okay, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you so much for everything. Bye now.